All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Yes, we're live. Welcome to another episode of the Heron's Haven podcast here on the Slowfo Soccer channel. My name is Matt. You guys like the new logo, by the way, the new banner? I'm rocking it. I worked on it for a couple of days, but yeah. Sorry that I had to make the stream a little earlier. I literally got home like an hour ago, and I have yet to eat dinner, so I wasn't gonna have time to like eat dinner and then come back. So I wanted to do it a little bit earlier so then I still have time later to eat dinner. So what's up, guys? Okay, we have a lot to talk about this stream, bro. We have a lot to talk about this stream. We have Hash in the chat saying what's up. We got Jonathan already in here. What's up, guys? Appreciate you guys for being here. Dude, we have so much to talk about. New signings, rumors. We have preseason to talk about. We have international call-ups to talk about. We have anything that you guys want to discuss. We're going to talk about that as well. A lot of things are going to be happening in this stream. I know that I haven't streamed in a couple of days, but I've been making those videos. So if you guys have been checking those out, I appreciate it. It's just essentially just shortened versions of these live streams. But anyways, um, we're going to get into the stream today. The first topic of discussion for today's stream is what everybody is talking about. It's the news that hot off the press that it was announced earlier today, and that is the new signing of Telasco Segovia. Segovia. I can never say his name right. I always fumble it. 21-year-old Venezuelan center midfielder. He will be joining us, and he will be announced by the club any day now. I'm going to be talking about him, what he brings to the table, what he brings to the team, how he's going to fit it at Inter Miami with Javier Mascherano's system. I already talked about everything I'm going to be talking about in the stream. I've already talked about it in my video, so essentially it's going to be a repeat of that. But let me know what you guys think about him. If you know anything about him, we're going to discuss what I think about him from the research that I have done earlier today. But when I first looked at this kid, I was like, he sounded familiar. Like the name rang a bell, but I just didn't know because like it was like he plays in Casapia. I'm like, dude, I don't know anybody that plays in Casapia, like in Portugal. Like I have no clue. And then I realized he's Venezuelan, that he played for the Venezuelan national team, and I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. So I'm like, maybe I saw him a couple times. But in terms of his game, I'm no expert about it. But with the research that I did, what's up, guys? What's up? With the research that I did, I think this is a fantastic signing. I think this is very, very, very good for this team. And honestly, I mean, alongside with Fafa, these are two W signings, and we should be really, really excited for this incoming 21-year-old from Venezuela. We have Skrlla in the chat saying, Vamos, he's the next Gomez, is what he's saying. And I was thinking about that too, because when I'm looking at his stats, and not even just his stats, but when I saw like highlight clips, and I know highlights make anybody look good, but I mean, we have to look at something, right? Like we can't look at full game, like full lengths of games. Um, but just based on the highlights alone, I've noted some key points about him. I do have them pulled up somewhere, but I'm gonna pull them up again. But we're gonna talk about his physicality. We're gonna talk about his defense. We're gonna talk about his finishing, his attacking prowess, his passing. We're talking about all of that. I like this signing. He's got a lot of talent. 21 years old, Venezuela. I'm gonna try to share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm looking at in terms of the excuse me, in terms of the I look at transfer market when I look at new like stats and stuff. I look at the site transfer market because it literally gives you like everything you need to know. Here, that should be good. So you guys should be able to see this. Is this big enough for you guys? Here, I'm gonna make this bigger. Bang. That should be good, right? So we have this. I have this pulled up. Telasco Segovia. He plays in the first division for Portugal. Casapia. He's played almost. Oof, that's not this season. But he's played, I believe, 1,000 minutes this season, or almost 1,000 minutes. Yeah, he's played 900 minutes this season. Played 15 games, scored 2 goals, 3 yellow cards. He mainly, so in the beginning of the season, he didn't get a lot of. Well, not that he didn't get a lot. He got some pretty decent playing time. But never really played a full game. Then it was December onwards where he was really starting to play, and then I guess really starting to pick up attention, I guess, from Inter Miami. But even before that, He capped for Venezuela, 8 goals or 8 games. He did score 1 goal. That was against Brazil in the eliminatorias a couple of months ago. I believe it was in November. So it was this kid is something else. He is on another level. We have Casada in the chat saying I check a few videos. Very good player. Um, I don't know. I don't know Able swap. I don't know Able swap deal, but second player not bad too. Miami need to move quick season soon. Yes, he did score against Brazil in the last game. So yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna get to all of the rumors and the transfer that's going to be happening. I'm sorry that I'm a little all over the place. Like I said, I literally just got home like an hour ago. I didn't have a lot of time to prep, but I wanted to get this live stream out for you guys because I want to talk about it. Because this is a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is happening at Inter Miami. Signings are being made. We have, deals are being done, and this is a really good sign. And I think as an Inter Miami fan, all of us as Inter Miami fans, we should be very, very excited because I feel like a couple of well, when I went on the stream with the Battered Herons, shout out to them, they were awesome, and I'm really thankful and grateful that they had me on there. But when I went on there, when they asked me like, how do I feel, like, is this team good enough to win like MLS Cup? And I said no, because it's not, because it wasn't. Like, that starting 11 alone wasn't enough. But and especially and it what I doubted more was the fact that we were literally getting rid of all of our backup players. Like, every single backup player we were getting rid of. Obviously, we sold Diego Gomez, which we sold since, I don't know, since like sometime like mid last year. We got rid of Matias Rojas on a free. We decided not to extend a bunch of players' contracts. And so I'm like, dude, okay, so we're doing all this for a reason, but like nobody's coming in yet. Fafa is the only one that has been officially announced and actually arrived in Miami or in Fort Lauderdale. But with all the players that are being linked, like Telasco, like Baltasar, like Ferraresi, who else am I missing? Like Lujan, like Tadeo, players like that. This makes me extremely, extremely excited for this upcoming season with all the depth and all these young players that could be coming in. Oh, you guys, Thomas is saying, I'm not mad at Inter Miami for trading Farias. He is injury prone to ACLs. Okay, Hash agrees with that. I think what made it even more exciting is that the news was so sudden. The news was literally out of nowhere. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Um, but this news literally, like, I was so shocked when this news came out this morning. I was like, where did this come from? And so, and it was just all of a sudden confirmed. And it was by Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano himself confirmed this. And so when Fabrizio says something, like, it's literally always true. So um I was very, very excited when I got to see that. It was the same thing with Pico. It was the same thing with Fafa. So this definitely should be announced any day now. I was literally gonna wait until like all of these transfers were gonna be announced officially, but they just don't seem to be, uh, you know, they don't seem to be actually confirmed by the team. Casar says Miami need two center backs and they're golden, but that's the thing, dude. Well, we're supposed to have Lujan, who is supposed to be right back, but he can't play center back. We're supposed to have Ferraresi, who plays center back. Ferraresi, I believe, is also Venezuelan. And then there's another guy that I think for some reason, I can't remember his name. There's another guy, I think. Am I crazy? I think we're linked with like one or two more center backs. Falcon. There we go. Casar. There we go. Casar the go. Where is it? Where's that comment? There it is. Maximiliano Falcon. Very good. Have character. I think he's the center back, right? Max Falcon. He is supposed to be another player that we're linked with and supposed to be bringing in. The only thing that I'm kind of questioning, he's the Uruguayo, right? He's the guy from yeah. Okay. The only thing that I question about these transfers that haven't been announced yet is the fact that how are we going to register them if, like, because I'm not an expert on the MLS roster rules, right? But what I am assuming what Inter Miami's doing is we're going for the 2DP for U22 initiative player construction, which means that we can only have 2 DPs, a max of 2 DPs, and then a max of U22 initiative players. We currently, obviously, we have 2 DPs. That's Messi and that's Busi. Campana was a DP. He eventually got off of it, and now he's not even at the club anymore, so it doesn't matter. When it comes to U22 initiative players, we have Aviles, we have Redondo, we have Facundo Farias, who might be leaving, so we might not have to worry about that. So let's go back to 2. And then we'll have, am I missing one? I think that's it. So yeah, it was Farias. So without Farias, we have 2. If we bring in Lujan, that's a U22 initiative player. If we bring in Baltasar, I'm pretty sure that's another U22 initiative player. And I think that Tadeo, is not, I don't think he's a U22. I think he's over 22 years old. So, I think, yeah, no, so I don't think we got to worry about that. Cremashi is the other kid that I'm missing. Cremashi is what we're thinking about. So, yeah, I mean, like, we have U22 initiative players. So I'm kind of confused. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I'm kind of confused as to how we're able to go for these guys. I mean, like I said, like maybe that's why they're not confirmed, because they're not technically able to register them. Not sure how that works. Maybe they like can't. Like maybe you're able to not put him as a U22 initiative player and just simply put him as an international player, because international players, there's no limit to how many international players you can have in a roster. As long as you can pay them, doesn't really matter. Hash says, anyone other than MLS players take a long time to register? No, Redondo took a couple of weeks to officially be signed because of paperwork, so it might uh apply for Tadeo and Lujan. Yeah, it always takes a while. I think like we didn't end up getting Redondo until like April of last year, and like we were linked up with him like in the wintertime. I think Gaston Silva will soon be a surprise signing for Miami since he played with Suarez before. Dude, like there's so many players that could potentially be joining Inter Miami. Neymar is still like not off the table. And the only reason why I don't see Neymar join is we end up switching back to the 3DP, 3DPs and 3 U22 initiative player model. If we end up doing that, then Neymar can join. But then if we end up getting 4 U22s, then we can't bring in Neymar because like he'll take up a DP slot for sure. Gaston Silva is not good. That's why let him go. That's kind of crazy. Farias getting but that's why like players like Tadeo and players like Lujan are also being let go, are they not? Because Tadeo's not getting any game time at Celta Vigo. Lujan, San Lorenzo really need money, so they're letting go of players like whenever, like however they can. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Farias getting traded opens up the U22. Yeah, but that U22 will automatically get occupied by another player, whether that's Telasco or whether that's what's his name, Baltasar, or even El Uruguayo, Falcon. I think Falcon is like 21, I believe. I just looked him up. Is he? How old is he? I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Anyway, if we get Neymar, we are cooked. Wasting a DP. Dude, and I think I don't know if I said this on the Battered Herons podcast, but they asked me if I wanted Neymar, and I was like, sure, like why not? Reunite MSN, make money, whatever. But low key, I would rather prefer Di Maria. If we could somehow get Di Maria again and like be linked with him again, that would be amazing. But I don't know. Not only that, I mean, like I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but there also have been talks by Marca that Messi is in talk, or like Inter Miami are in talks to renegotiating Messi's contract so that he could stay for 2026, which is something that I guess we've always, like everybody here was expecting, but I don't know. For some reason, in my opinion, for some reason, I just didn't expect him to stay until 2026 because it's like, I don't know. Because it's like if everybody's gonna be leaving, like Suarez is gonna be leaving, I think Jordy's gonna be gone, and maybe Boosie, and so unless they end up renewing their contracts, and then maybe bringing in Neymar for a second DP or a third DP or whatever the situation is next year, I don't know. Maybe he will stay. Maybe he won't. That's something we'll probably get into a little bit later. But I want to talk more about the play. I want to talk about more of the players getting in. I want to talk more about Talesco or Telasco. I keep saying Talesco. It's Telasco. Telasco. I want to talk a little bit more about him, his kind of play style, and then we'll get into other players and see how they work. But Telasco, a little bit more about him is I think this guy. Okay, like I said, this is just me speculating because I don't know. None of us know how Mascherano is going to line the team up in terms of tactic, in terms of philosophy, whatever. I'm assuming, and I think we've talked about this on the Batter Hand Runs. I have no clue, but I'm assuming that we're playing the 4-2-3-1 with a double pivot, with an attacking midfielder, and then we'll have Messi and Fafa or Messi and whoever on the left wing. If we put Bushi playing there in the double pivot with Telasco Segovia, and they actually connect and they have great chemistry and they play well, we can genuinely have one of the best midfielders or one of the best midfields in the league. And that's not including Redondo. That's not including Bright if he has another great season. If Redondo becomes more consistent this year, because in the beginning I think he was a little off. I didn't like Redondo in the beginning of the year last year. I think towards the end of the season in 2024, he started to pick it up a little bit. But if he can become more consistent in 2025 off rip, if we have Telasco, if we bring in Baltasar and have him play on the wing, I don't think because or in the cam, how are they decided? I think we genuinely will have one of the best midfielders or best midfielders in the league because all of that is looking good. Once you connect all of that together, and that's not even including Benja, that's not including David Ruiz, that's not even including the defense that we could potentially have. This is looking like it could be a fantastic season for Inter Miami, and we all need to be very, very excited. Telasco, he's good offensively, he's good defensively. He's been in more defensive situations for Casapia. I read an article somewhere that his main role was like a deep line playmaking role, but I'm like that can't be right because at least for our situation, because that's essentially what Bushi's going to be. Bushi's our playmaker. He's going to be a progressive passer. He's going to be our pendulum is what I refer to him all of 2024. Our pendulum, literally, like he ticks, like he's the heartbeat of the entire team. But so I think that Telasco is going to be more either of a ball-winning midfielder because he could either be totally wiped of his offensive duties and just leave that to the attacking midfielder, or he could be like a box-to-box, which I think would probably fit him the best, considering the fact that he can push up and attack. He can attack that the opponent's penalty area, and he's good defensively. Physically, I don't think he's the best, but he's very intelligent in terms of picking specific duels. These are in my notes. He's very intelligent in using his physique in specific duels, though he's not consistently a primary strength. He participates in high volume of defensive actions, especially in double pivot. He shields the ball well. He's good with the ball at his feet. He's very comfortable under pressure. His passing, he's really good at long-range passing, which we were terrible at from what I saw this past year. We were terrible at the long-range passing. We just couldn't connect it. And that, I think you could probably blame that on the fact that we didn't play a lot of counterattacking because we didn't have the players to play counterattack. So we didn't play a lot of direct balls forward. It was just mainly short passes. But with Fafa, maybe with Baltasar coming in, with Tadeo, we'll have faster players, and maybe we can play counterattacking football and maybe slightly more direct football. So, and if that's the case, Telasco could be the key to that puzzle. Um, I put exceptional vision. His passing is really, really good. Exceptional passes. He makes it difficult to predict. He's well suited to enhance tactical system with passing intelligence and underrated physicality. This could be literally, we could literally have the best midfield in the MLS. If you want to bring a big player, sure, but only after completing a whole team. Talesco, do I say Telasco? Do I keep saying Talesco? Telasco. Telasco passes is really good. Yes, it's phenomenal, and it's something that we really, really need in this team. Not that our passing is bad, but we need just better passers. Like if we want to play quick, if we want to be like boom, 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 get the ball up the field, we need somebody like Telasco. And I'm just so extremely, extremely excited. So I think that he's going to fit in this system pretty well with Javier Mascherano. Um, and I think that being paired with Busi, being paired with Redondo, being paired with Bright, I think it's just like there's just no bad pairing in that double pivot. There's like absolutely no bad pivot or bad pairing. If they end up going with the 3-4-3, which we did mostly last year, especially in the back end last year, I still think it would work because if you put somebody like Aviles, Martinez, and who would be the other center back, whoever we end up signing, whether that's Falcon, whoever, then Chelo probably at the wing back or what's his face, Lujan. Then you could put Jordi Alba at the left wing back. The two center mids would still be the double pivot, whether that's Busi and Telasco or Busi and Redondo or whoever. And then the top three could just be the same with Messi, Suarez, and Fafa. So this is looking fantastic, and it's honestly it's just really, really good. I feel just a lot more comfortable now knowing that these signings are going to be done anytime soon. Hopefully these signings are going to be done and dusted, and we can get them by the time the season starts. We are going to for this preseason. Thomas says Aviles needs to be a bench player. I'm really hoping for the best for Aviles. I was the biggest Aviles hater in 2024. I was the biggest Aviles hater, and I'm sure a lot of people can back me on that because of his disciplinary issues, because of his inconsistency in the back line, and I was the biggest Chelo hater as well. I was the biggest Chelo hater. But I'm hoping for a better season for Aviles. I think that he had the year to adapt, and he knows what is expected of him now. I would hope. And even though it's a new coach, it's another Argentinian coach, and hopefully, like just the system that Mascherano implements, I think that El Toto should be more confident. There was a lot of, I think he wasn't good on the ball, which is hopefully something that he's been improving on. His just decision making also wasn't really the best in 2024. Hopefully he's been improving on that as well. But like I said, I'm hoping for a good Toto Aviles year. I'm gonna be behind Toto. I'm gonna be behind Toto. I'm gonna hope for the best. But if he doesn't perform, then he's going to hit the bench quick. And I feel like Mascherano is not the type of guy to mess around with that stuff. If you're not playing good, you're going to hit the bench. And that's just like plain and simple. Miami will bring loan players to not break. Oh, that's right. If you bring in loan players, you don't break rules. That's true. Yeah, I totally forgot because Tadeo is going to be alone. Baltasar is going to be alone. I think Lujan is going to be alone. No. I think Lujan is a permanent deal, and like we'll pay compensation or something like that. Uh, yeah, okay, no, so you're right. You're 100% right. We have Ash saying coaching and training seemed like it was in 2024. Uh, yeah, I mean like, and I don't want to, and I don't speak for the team at all, but probably it was because like Messi and them were kind of running the show, and that really didn't, not that he didn't do anything, but there was just more leadership against or for Messi and all them, and they were probably just kind of doing whatever. But I think Mascherano, like you guys know, Mascherano has a lot of experience working with these younger guys these U22 players, U23 players, so he can really, really make those connections with them, especially with these guys that are being loaned in. So I just have a lot of faith. I genuinely have a lot of faith, and I think now we can win the MLS Cup if we continue, to bring more depth into this team. Um, with everything that's been going on, with all the rumors and all the transfers that could be coming in, I think we can bring in. I think this could be a really, really good year for Inter Miami. Lujan is it's 800K in compensation. In terms of technical skills, this year is new coach and coaching staff. Yes, we also have a new goalkeeping. Well, we're gonna have a new goalkeeping coach. I don't think they've announced that yet, but El Chino Saja, who I don't know if you guys know, but he was our Racing legend. My dad owns a shirt of him, and we've always tried to get his signature every time we would go to a Miami game. I don't think he did. I don't think he ever came over to give us a signature, or my dad a signature. But anyway, he is no longer our goalkeeping coach, and he's been our goalkeeping coach since 2020, essentially since the club's been founded, and he's been awesome, and I love him. I'm always a big fan of him. Now he's like the GM at Racing Club in Argentina because Diego Milito is the president over there. So now we don't have a goalkeeping coach. We only have one goalkeeper, and then we have the only other goalkeeper that we have, I believe, is Owen Finnerty for the second team. So we still need a goalkeeper. We still need, I think, probably another center back, because excuse me, guys, sorry. If we bring in Lujan, he's a right back, can play center back. Excuse me again. We have Ferraresi, who's 26. He's a center back. I don't know. We'll probably still need to bring in another center back, like at least maybe one more. If we bring in two center backs, at least I would be confident. Okay. When you say two center backs, that's not including Ferraresi and I don't know if you'll count Lujan as a center back, but like Ferraresi. So do you want Ferraresi and one more and Falcon, let's just say, or do you want Ferraresi, Falcon, and maybe somebody else? Rosel Mauricio saying my favorite signings so far are Telasco, Pico, Allende, Baltasar, and Lujan. Lujan is 5? You have Lujan 5? Really? I think Lujan should be really, really good as a rotation player in that right back spot. He should be pretty good. I think probably the one with the biggest expectations, I can tell you this, the signing with the biggest expectations, no doubt, is Fafa. For now, unless we sign somebody bigger than Fafa, but the signing with the biggest expectations is Fafa because of his history in the MLS and what he can do. He's been really good in every club that he's played for, and my expectations at least are really, really high for Fafa. I understand that he's like 34 years old or something, but you can't stop now. Like, just because you joined Inter Miami doesn't mean you're on vacation. You gotta play good. So there's a lot of expectations on Fafa. In terms of the other guys, there's not like insane. In my opinion, there shouldn't be insanely high expectations on them. One, because they're all like less than 23 or younger than 23 years old, except for Ferraresi, and they're all backups. So except for maybe Baltasar, maybe if we play the 4-2-3-1, he'll probably be the starting cam, or winger, and then put Messi at cam. I don't know how they're gonna line up. We only have Drake as a goalkeeper. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need another goalkeeper, and we've been linked with that one goalkeeper that I always forget his name. I completely forget his name, but sorry. But we were linked up with one goalkeeper when I was on the Battered Herons podcast. Danny kept saying that the rumors and the links with El Chiquito Romero was resurfacing because he's no longer with Boca, and then apparently he has an offer that he can't refuse, but he didn't release what that info is yet. So on it, and I told him that I would prefer El Chiquito Saja. I would prefer Chiquito Romero because, dude, he is a baller, bro. Like, that man is a goalkeeper. His leadership, his presence in the penalty area, he is he's going to be a wall in between the sticks. Shot stopper. He's amazing on penalty kicks, or he has been amazing on penalty kicks. Um, I've been a huge fan for him of him in the when he played for Argentina in the national team. And even when he went to Boca, when he played at Racing, like I've been a huge even at United, even though he was a backup goalkeeper at United, I was still a fan of him. I was always a fan. So if we can bring him in, even though he is 38 years old, I honestly wouldn't mind it at all. The only problem with him is that he does take up an international slot, so we're gonna have to find an international slot somewhere. We would either have to pay money for one or whatever the case may be. But no, I think Romero would be pretty good. Oh, Losada, it is Losada. It is. Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. Ramos free. I don't think Ramos is coming. I don't think so. Yeah, it is. It is Losada. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, his name always slips my mind for some reason. Um. Oh no way! Did he actually go through surgery? Am I stupid for not knowing that? No way. Did he actually go through surgery and I didn't know? Oh my gosh! Due to a knee. Oh my gosh. No way. It says due to a knee cleaning procedure, Sergio Romero will undergo surgery, prompting Boca Juniors to search for a goalkeeper. Chiquito will receive this treatment for a discomfort he has been carrying for some time. In light of this, Boca has at the request of Fernando Gago will seek a replacement. Oh my gosh, no way. That was 3 days ago. I didn't even realize that. Wow. I mean, but even then, I don't think he's going back to Boca regardless. But still, that makes our life a lot difficult because then if he does end up joining Miami, if he doesn't end up joining Miami, he'll be a backup for sure. There's no way he starts. He'll be a backup for sure. Rosel says, Mauricio dice, I heard negotiations have paused and Lanús are waiting for Miami to give the green light. They're waiting on Miami to give the green light. Really? Yeah, Lanús are probably desperate to get rid of him, to be honest. Probably just for like financial reasons. Um, I mean, it makes sense though because we're linked with so many players that Miami really need to like make sure they're not like over bringing in players. Just a couple of weeks, yeah, still, but still, that's because it's your knee. You know what I'm saying? Like it still like impacts you as a player in terms of training and how you do on the field, whatever. I think they're exploring other options. Okay, guys, who do you recommend at goalkeeping, dude? What goalkeeper do we need to bring? Because I think we lost out on a couple of goalkeepers that were either free agents or we could have brought them in on loans. What kind of goalkeeper does Inter Miami need? First of all, do we keep Drake? Because the Batter Herons, I don't know if they said they wanted to sell Drake, like they wanted Inter Miami to get rid of Drake, or they just think that Drake is gonna leave. I think that they said, if I can recall, I think they said that they think that Drake is gonna leave. I don't know if Drake is gonna leave. I personally don't know. I kind of don't want him to, unless we sign like three keepers. Like we need three. Like we need to sign like two keepers. Um, if anything, I feel like we should probably keep Drake for another season, and then I don't know, like just bring in whoever, bring in a really good goalkeeper, and then like one backup. But I don't know. Let me like. Do you guys have any recommendations? Like, who do you guys think off the top of your head should be Inter Miami's like primary goalkeeper? Because I still think it's Drake for now. I'm not saying that they're not gonna replace him at some point, but I think starting the season, I think Drake is going to be the keeper, and then maybe at some point down the road, we'll probably switch it up and we'll probably bring in whoever. I mean, like we won't even have Drake for the for the preseason for the first game of the preseason at least. I don't know if he'll be there for the second game, but we don't have Benja and we don't have Drake Calendar for the first game of the preseason on January 18th. They're gonna be here in Fort Lauderdale playing whoever they're playing. I think it's Venezuela. I think it's Venezuela. I don't know. I think the preseason will be a good way to scout hidden talents. I mean, listen, teams have been teams have been in negotiations with players since back in like December, back in November. Like negotiations have been going on for a while, and I'm assuming that it's the same with Javier in Inter Miami. Like Mascherano, as soon as he probably got the job, like he was confirmed the job, he was talking to people and he was talking to Argentinian kids and all the South American players. Like talks have been going on for a while. It's just actually confirming them and bringing them in. Primera procedure will be done before the season starts. Okay, I mean we'll see. We'll see if we actually bring him in. I'm still hoping that we can bring him in because that's still good. We still need to sign a freaking goalkeeping coach. I don't know. I feel like there's just still a lot of work to be done, but I'm excited regardless. Drake needs to get over those mental lapses. He does get into those mental blocks, I feel like sometimes, especially when he's not good with the ball at his feet. Hopefully he can improve on that. But he is a good leader. Um and I was talking about this on the Better and Herons. Like, I don't know how he communicates with the defense because they all speak Spanish, unless he just yells like the simple commands that everybody else would yell, like baja, baja, or subí. I don't know what they would say. Presión. I don't know what they would say or what he would say. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of goalkeeper, I'm just hoping that we bring in Romero, and then if we bring in Rosada, then that'd be good. That'd be good as well, because then that's just three keepers. If we can get the international slots, if we have the money for the international slots, then sure, why not? Because I'm sure that a lot of the teams in the MLS are going to sell their international slots, like without a problem. Because a lot of teams just don't use them and they just sell them for money for cap space, and then that's it. But anyways, um, let's see. Let's kind of. I want to start wrapping it up because I still need to eat dinner. So we'll talk about maybe a topic or two, or one or two more topics, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. I know it's pretty short. Normally I don't do this, but today was just like a hectic day. I thought 9 o'clock would be like I thought I'd be chilling, but I want to be done by 9:30 so then I can have enough time to get go get food. Um, I think Miami already got a goalkeeping coach. Mas said Mascherano will bring all his staff. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, if that's the case, then so be it. Who's the Argentinian U23 goalkeeper? It was Rulli, I think, that played, right? Argentina U23s. Let's go. Let's look at the Olympic team. Because if it's Rulli, then that kind of sucks because we can't bring in Rulli. Let's look at a game. Okay, this is their game against France. I think Rulli was, yeah, Jerome Rulli was the keeper. Leandro Bray? I don't know, because I was gonna say like maybe we can bring in like a kid that played in the Olympic team, the U23 player. We can get him on loan. Yeah, Leandro Bray, goalkeeper for Boca. He played 16 matches for Boca this year. He is 22 years old. He turns 23 in September. He's been at Boca since 2022. This honestly wouldn't be. This would probably be a pretty decent like backup. No, Leandro Bray. I don't know. Christian Medina just terminated his contract with Boca. Really? Today? No way. Christian Medina contract. Contract Boca. Oh, because he went to Fenerbahce. Oh, it's a rumor or something like that. But anyway, I feel like we can't attract like the top level Argentinian players or South American players. I feel like I don't know for some reason. I feel like either that's probably a registration rule thing because I feel like we would have like every single player in Argentina by now. But anyways, um, let's talk about preseason and then we'll wrap up with preseason and then I'll probably go live at some point next week as well or maybe over the weekend depending on news. But as of right now, I'll probably go live on no, not Tuesday. I have work on Tuesday. Wednesday, hopefully. No, I work on Wednesday too. I don't know. We'll see. If news comes out this weekend, we'll go live again. If not, then we'll have to wait until probably next weekend. But let me pull up the Instagram post that Inter Miami made earlier today. If I could actually pull it up, that'd be great. But yeah, but they essentially just confirmed. They just essentially just confirmed their preseason tour. They call it the Americas tour. Here, let's switch it. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's switch it. Boom. The Americas tour. First game is going to be on January 18th at Mexico. Or no, not at Mexico. I think we're playing in Vegas. Yeah, we are playing in Vegas. We're playing in Vegas against Club America. January 18th. That's going to be the first game of the preseason. Then the next game, January 29th, just 11 days later, in Lima, Peru, against Universitario de Deportes. Then February 2nd, we go to Panama to face a Panamanian team. Then Olympia on February 8th, which is my birthday, funny enough. I think it's a Saturday too, so that's pretty cool. That's going to be in Honduras. And then we're going to wrap up the preseason on February 14th, Valentine's Day at Tampa against Orlando, our in-state rivals. This is 5 games. Honestly, it should be enough to kind of get us going. And I think by then we should have our roster set in terms of bringing players in. Well, no, we'll probably bring in some more as like as the season goes, and then obviously definitely in the summertime. I feel like in the summertime we're gonna bring somebody big. Like there's just no way that we're not gonna bring anybody big in the summertime. Like whether that's a Namor or whether that's like a James or whoever. I feel like we're gonna see a big summer signing, and whether it's a DP or whoever. I think I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's not gonna be in the January transfer window, but instead it's gonna be in the summertime. I don't know, but it's good. We're not traveling around the world this time. We're literally we're staying here. So we're staying local. So we're not gonna be too crazy when it comes to traveling and whatnot. So we're not gonna be too fatigued and whatever. So I think this is really, really good for Inter Miami. But yeah, I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I was kind of all over the place. Sorry if it felt a little bit rushed and then I'm talking pretty fast. But I was really excited. I was really, really excited to talk about this news on stream, and I made the video earlier today. I highly recommend you check out that video that I posted earlier today. My light just died. That's great. That's definitely a sign. But I highly recommend you check out that video from earlier today. Also, if you go on my channel, I have just had a bunch of videos and live streams of Inter Miami. Highly recommend you check that out. There's a playlist to the Heron's Haven podcast. I think that link is in the description, so you can check that out as well. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about for today. I know this is only 45 minutes. I know we normally go an hour, but like I said, I'm starving. I got home at like 8 o'clock and I need to eat. So yeah, I'll be posting a video soon. I'll be going live next week, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Vamos Miami, carajo, vamos.